here's where I am currently with the Moogle polystyrene drawing project. I first did this section in the very middle, and then started with this line that goes across. That was where the jawline was originally, but most likely it's going to be somewhere around here, where I drew the lines contained by the size of the face. I've used these Sharpie markers so far in order to shape the head based off of the reference image I was given. I'm hoping to cover up those lines later on as I continue outlining this new polystyrene drawing project. First finishing the front of the outlining, and then I'll do the sides and then the back, and then after I finish the outlining, that's when I'll do the coloring. And ultimately finish the project. I got to that point over a handful of hours working on the project. In between taking short breaks, and so my arms aren't tense as I draw. And during those short breaks, I would play incremental cubes on Congregate, which I generally have running in a tab in a separate window on Congregate, since it's an idle game. I'm currently at 42 out of 50 challenges I have to clear in order to get the Impossible badge for the game. Which is the last badge I have to get before I've gotten all of the badges for that game. Gold cubes are becoming more accessible to me. especially after I discovered the convert multiplier. During a recent completion of the one-shot challenge, in which I had to get through Tier 2, Phase 2, and all of the previous phases, where I'm only really allowed to defeat each cube with one normal attack, and no other source of damage, but the game still allows for a recent skill I unlocked. Not that long ago, in which if I collect cubes, I attack the cube for 10% of the cubes I collected. And while on the challenge, it doesn't seem to count. I was initially concerned that damage upon collecting would count, and thus make me fail the challenge, but that didn't seem to be the case, thankfully. As otherwise I wouldn't have been able to clear that instance of the one-shot challenge. As upon getting to Tier 2, and subsequently every time you get to a new tier during a run, the mini cubes size increases by 2 zeros, effectively shrinking a Phase 20 cube back down to the size it was at Phase 1. And as you get more mini cubes, the damage you do increases exponentially. So while I was easily able to do just one normal attack for all the cubes on Tier 1, defeat them all with just one normal attack, for the 2 phases of Tier 2 cubes I had to defeat for the one-shot challenge, I just had to defeat them using just collect attack damage, which was an incredibly slow process until later on I discovered the convert multiplier here, which currently I'm hoping to use to beat my maximum damage record. thus increasing the attack power of both the Samurai Helper bot and my inventory attack sword, and get past Tier 3, Phase 5. I recall going to bed around 1:30ish in the morning last night. And then waking up around noon, 12:30 p.m. And then around 1 p.m., I had with my first cup of plain coffee two sandwiches, ham and cheese, hot pepper cheese that Dad prepared for me after I toasted them. Forgetting to separate the top slices of bread, but it didn't seem to make any difference. And then I put some ketchup, a small amount of ketchup, on each sandwich. With that, I had some nacho cheese Doritos after opening the bag. And after I poured in the chips I wanted, I curled the top of the bag in order to seal it, and then put the bag away upside down. Then around 6:15 p.m., I had a bowl of plain Cheerios with whole milk. And then I had some celery around 7:30 p.m. And with both of those meals, I had a shared glass of tap water. I prepared it for the Cheerios I had, and then hadn't finished it by the time I had the celery. I recall finishing it sometime shortly after I finished the celery I had. Here's where I am currently on the task sets for the current episodic event. And I should be able to complete all the task sets before the end of the event. What I just had was some macaroni and cheese homemade by Dad's mom. It was okay. At least one point, it seemed like there was some kind of breading on it. That made me think a bit of a loaf of bread. But that macaroni and cheese was enjoyable.